Well, there's been some anecdotal evidence that we've had a rise in hate crimes and various incidents in our area. So I spoke to someone at the Police and Crime Commissioner office today, and they sent me some figures back, which actually I found quite shocking. So for the whole of Gloucestershire, in March we had 19 reported cases, and those are just the reported cases. And in June we had 39, which is obviously a massive increase. But particularly in our area, in Stroud, we had 1 reported incident in March. And in June, we only have the monthly figures, we had 8. That's like an 800% increase. And obviously, I guess we can know what the reason is. We've had a very divisive debate over Brexit. And I think it's really time, and with this motion, perhaps we can start to try and bring some unity back to our community and really get a grip on what's going on. So I think this is why it's really important as a district council, this motion is here, and that we try and take a lead. And politicians, I think there's been a lot of, particularly on the national stage, a lot of discussion about immigrants and foreigners and all the rest of it, who've legitimised a way of speaking about people, which I really think is perhaps not acceptable. You see how it filters down, and the result is on the street, the sort of actions that we've seen. Basically, it boils down to the fact that it's not acceptable to judge someone on the basis of the colour of their skin or the place they were born, because those are things we have no choice in. It's fine to judge someone on their actions or how they behave, and we have to stop thinking about people simply as immigrants. We've got people in this country who are citizens, they're born here, or even if they came here, they work here, they pay their taxes. We should start to think of them as citizens and part of the community and welcome them. And also it's important to talk to all of you. We've got all the councillors here tonight. All of you are leaders in your community. And really, we live in a time of great uncertainty. It's very hard to know how to act and how to behave, and we feel a bit as if everything's all a bit out of control. But one thing we can do, we can control our own actions and our own deeds. And I beg every one of you, I'm sure you're already doing it, but if you're not, it's really you can go back into your communities and really take a lead. If it's not happening nationally, it certainly can happen at a local level. We can all subscribe to this motion and really just show this is the way to behave, and tell people if they don't know what to do, they can also behave in the best possible way. That's a sort of general point. For me, I'd like to also say why it matters is on a very personal level as well. This is why I'm very happy to bring this motion forward, is I myself have experienced what it's like personally to receive a real sort of intolerance and hatred. As some of you may know, I travelled around the world as a child. I went to all sorts of places. I probably was in many tiny communities, little islands where they'd never met a white child before. And everywhere we went, we had a fantastic welcome and made friends with people there. These are people who had nothing. And I came back to this country, place where I was born, and I met this wall of prejudice, probably just obviously because of the skin. I was quite suntanned then. I'm quite suntanned now, obviously we've had some good weather, and being told go back where you came from. Well, I was actually in the place where I'd been born. So we've got these figures here: 1 incident, 8 incidents. Those could be, one incident could be just devastating for one individual. And I know there's a lot of people in the audience tonight, obviously, who in the public gallery, who are here because they recognise how important it is. I've got an email from someone who had a very similar experience to me as a child. And I'm not actually sure if you ever recover from that. I guess in a way, my whole life has been journeying back from that point, working out where I belong. And I know Dursley, you'd look at it, wouldn't think it's a very ethnically diverse community, but I know my kids are at Redknock, and I know that actually, surprisingly enough, there's quite a lot of families there who've got parents from different backgrounds, different European countries and other ways around the world. And those kids woke up after the Brexit feeling, I'm actually part of this country. Do I belong here? How are people judging me, even if I've been born here? Because obviously I've got this mixed background. And we need to lead on that and just show you are welcome.